Every enterprise I've worked with has the same problem. The number of projects on their plates growing faster than their team can evaluate them. And the tools they're using to prioritize were built for a fraction of the volume they're dealing with today. We're talking 1,000 or more projects a year at some organizations, with new ones coming in every single day. And the question no one has had a good answer for until now is, how do you actually manage all this? So by the end of this video, you're going to see how AI is replacing committee meetings and spreadsheets with continuous live prioritization, how it tells you exactly why each project should or shouldn't move forward, and how it catches redundancy and overlap across thousands of initiatives that no human team could track manually. Let's get into it. If you're a CIO, COO, or PMO leader, or any kind of business leader in the enterprise right now, you already know the volume of incoming projects has gotten out of control. And it's coming from everywhere. Your team members are sending you vibe-coded prototypes in tools like Lovable with new ideas they built over the weekend. Every team leader has identified a new AI tool that they think will make 1,000% performance impact on their business unit. Your AI system that you already deployed are generating signals and insights that require their own investigation to figure out if something needs to change. You've also got security projects that need to be initiated, applications across the business that need to be extended or integrated, competitors making moves that force you to respond. On top of that, customers are requesting things, investors are expecting things, and you just went through an acquisition. That alone could generate hundreds of new initiatives. And this isn't slowing down. We're talking hundreds to several thousand of projects for decisions a year at some organization. 10 to 100 new ones being added every single day. And in the near future, add dozens of agentic systems running across your enterprise 24/7 in every line of business, pinging your team's inboxes with dozens of new project requests and insights every day. So the volume isn't just growing, it's compounding. And when everything feels equally important, nothing gets prioritized. You need to figure out which ones are redundant, which ones overlap with something else, which ones actually deserve resources, which ones should just be stopped entirely. No committee meeting or quarterly review can answer those questions at this scale, and no spreadsheet stays current long enough to be useful. And that's where most enterprise leaders are right now, dealing with a volume that the old way of doing things just wasn't built to handle. So up until now, the answer to this has been committee meetings, quarterly reviews, and spreadsheets. And that worked when you had 25 or 50 projects a year. But at the scale we're talking about now, it doesn't work. This is actually why I built Force Equals, which is an AI planning platform built to handle portfolio prioritization at this scale. Let me walk you through how it works. Instead of humans trying to hold all of this together in their heads, AI agents look across every data point that matters and form an opinion on how each project should be prioritized. We're talking about explicit inputs like your business goals, KPIs, OKRs, constraints, budgets, any documents you've uploaded. It also pulls in dynamic signals like market changes, emerging technology, live business performance data, and new ideas or insights coming in from other systems or teams across your organization. Combining these prioritization signals with the actual context from all the potential projects in your planning queue drives clarity. You get an AI portfolio view that weighs your priorities while automatically tapping into AI-generated business cases, ROI modeling, risk and operational impact projections across every project in your planning queue in real time. So the prioritization isn't based on a snapshot from last quarter, it's based on what's happening right now. And the best part is that the system doesn't just rank things and leave you guessing. It tells you exactly why a project is prioritized and why now. You can also ask AI agents questions directly, things like what would it take to prioritize a project higher, or whether connecting an initiative to a different business goal would change its ranking. Or you can ask whether a project should be eliminated entirely or if it should stay in the queue and rise up once higher priority projects move to execution. So instead of getting a static report and having to interpret it yourself, the system is built to have that conversation with you and your team. And by the way, if you want to try force equals for yourself, it's completely free to get started. I'll leave a link at the top of the description for you, but back to the video. So beyond prioritization, there's another problem that costs enterprises massive amounts of time and budget, and that's redundancy. When you have hundreds to thousands of projects in the planning pipeline queue, almost guaranteed that some of them overlap and some of them are doing the same things. And without a system catching that, you end up with 2 or 3 teams building towards the same outcome without even knowing it. This is where force equals starts surfacing things you wouldn't catch manually typically. It detects when plans have strong overlap and suggests combining them into one initiative. It flags when a project is redundant because another project in the queue already achieves the same result. And it identifies when 2 projects that aren't individually prioritized would actually rise in priority if they were combined together. I have a customer with more than 100 individual instances of Salesforce deployed across their organization. Why? How? That certainly wasn't thought through or planned. You get shadow IT and bloat, because everyone's trying to move fast, but they don't have an operating system that helps them see across the portfolio of projects. So instead, they're forced to make decisions in a silo. IT spends cycle after cycle trying to clean this up after the fact because modern enterprises need connection, intelligence, data access, and that takes planning and coordination. And this isn't just an issue for big organizations or teams. How many small teams of sales and marketing teams, for example, are already overwhelmed by dozens of individual AI tools rolled out across their stack? Now they're dealing with the consequences of managing them, interoperability issues, workflow accessibility, compliance gotchas, because alignment and planning took a backseat to speed. How much of these deployments need to be re-examined and thought through or replaced or eliminated or redeployed? Unfortunately, a lot, I think. There's also a sensitivity and volatility layer to this. The system surfaces what's actually driving changes in prioritization, so you can investigate how different inputs or signals are impacting the rankings, and you can include or exclude specific inputs to see how that shifts things, which gives you a way to pressure test decisions before committing to them. And there are go, no-go flags. These help drive momentum towards the right projects while actively deprioritizing the ones that shouldn't move forward or need deeper thought or alignment before moving forward. So instead of everything sitting in a queue all at the same level, you get clear signals on what to greenlight and what to hold back on. And the whole system is always and continuously adjusting to new signals, updated context, stakeholder feedback, and new ideas coming in real time. Let me show you what this actually looks like inside force equals. What you're looking at is a system that takes all of these inputs I mentioned earlier, the business goals, the KPIs, the budgets, dynamic signals, and uses them to continuously rank and re-rank everything in your planning queue. And the AI agents aren't just crunching numbers, they're bringing an informed perspective on how each signal impacts the prioritization of every project in the queue. They're bringing the live context from every project as it evolves. They're making it easy to see what makes impact and where there is momentum. And so when your CEO asks you why you're doing one project over another, you've got a clear answer, backed by data instead of a gut feeling or bias from the last committee meeting. Now, if you want to stop guessing about which projects to prioritize and start confidently knowing what your team should be working on and why, you can try force equals for free by clicking the link in the description. It automates at least 30 hours of work in the first 30 seconds of planning every project, getting them into the prioritization queue, providing clear go and no-go signals. And when projects get green lighted, your team benefits from AI agents driving incremental planning efficiency across context, presentations, collaboration, and approval flows. And that adds up to hundreds of additional hours saved for every plan your team works on. Multiply that efficiency across hundreds to thousands of plans per year. It's a huge impact. So again, click the first link in the description to get started. And if you want to learn how to plan enterprise projects quickly and efficiently, then check out this next video.